Hello all, this is JC3 from Is This Real? Do you want to start your own podcast? Then look no further than Buzzsprout.com. We here at Green Hour Media use Buzzsprout, and we love the team at Buzzsprout. They are all about helping you succeed. Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform. Follow the link in our show notes to let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. It gets you a $20 paid Amazon gift card if you sign up with a paid plan and helps support our show. Join us and over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout.com to get your message out to the world. Welcome everybody to another episode of Is This Real? This is part 2 of our Bring Your Own Topic show and discussion board. This week you're going to hear what Joshua's picks are and what my picks are for our Bring Your Own Topics, and find out if the board or the four of us think if they're real or not. So go ahead, listen, and enjoy.
All right, gentlemen, my topic for today that I brought in, I figured I'd do something a little different, but still stick to our Is This Real platform. Mine's going to be about basically Japanese myths and legends. I wanted to concentrate more on dragons.
AKA me.
No.
Ryu means dragon.
Yeah,
I will
I
just
know.
educate all my fans out there. That is very true. That is very true. That is a fact. I don't give a fuck. That is a very fact. That is a figgity fucking fact.
All right.
Wow.
For me, I chose Japanese dragons.
Mad egotism.
Myths, legends, yeah, really.
I'm
And
sorry.
symbolisms. So I'll start off really fast with a quick overview. A lot of the mythologies that are come out of Japan are usually based off of, well, one, random folklore of things that have happened in the past and people tell stories of, obviously. And they also come based off of two of the religions, I would say they are. One of them is called Shinto, and the other one is the Buddhists.
Shinto?
Yes, the one is called Shinto, the other one is called Buddhist.
What's that?
I don't know. I didn't do that homework. I just did the homework on the dragons.
Okay, my bad.
Coming unprepared.
Okay, first of all, I said I was doing mythologies, not religion.
Religion is a type of mythology.
It's alright.
But okay.
So the dragon came from both those religions.
Yeah. There's mythologies and stories and folklores based off of both of those. Yes, that is correct.
Has anyone actually found a dragon though?
You're looking at one.
Besides you.
Not that I know of.
Damn.
Most of this is just
The Komodo dragon. There's the Komodo dragon.
If you want to classify it as a dragon, but yeah.
Continue.
Most of them are just iterations or depictions of what they think dragons are in their folklores and stuff like that. There's several famous ones. I'll talk about one really fast. The one that actually sticks out to me because it's actually been in video games as a name. If anyone plays like JRPGs and stuff like that, they may have seen or heard a variation of these names. One would be Yamata no Orochi, which translated means the 8-branched giant snake.
Oh, fuck that.
Oh, wait.
Or it is simply called Orochi, which is...
The Hydra?
Orochi. I can't with you people sometimes. It's
Oh, I get it.
Oh, not Roshi. Okay, my bad.
Oh my god.
Roshi's a dragon.
Orochi.
Whatever.
It's an 8-tailed and 8-headed dragon who every year devoured one of the daughters of the Kunitsukami, or 2 earthly gods.
Wait, so is that why the Chinese killed their daughter?
What? No, what?
If
Whoa.
the Chinese have a firstborn daughter, they
We're
kill
talking
her.
about the Japanese here, Joe.
Japanese.
Come on.
I lost all those.
Come on.
I lost all their
Come
You
on.
just lost all points and just ruined my hope of us getting famous in Japan. I hope you know
Oh
that.
my god.
I lost all
Oh my
the
god.
Asian.
Oh man. You know what?
Asian
So much for Japan.
I still love all of
Damn.
them.
All right, so for this one,
Just continue.
Any.
Do you have a strange feeling that if Josh was sitting over here, his forehead, I mean, it's like, holy shit.
Well, no, I'm sitting over here and I didn't get punched yet.
oh,
Yeah, but you ain't busting your balls like he is. He's got.
So anyway, the legend starts off by telling the story of how Susanoo, the Shinto god of sea and storms, was expelled from the heavens because of his trickeries towards Amaterasu, his sister, and the goddess of the sun. One is near the High River, which is now referred to as High River. Except it's spelled with 2 eyes. I don't know.
That sounds so Japanese.
Well, no, because
It's the High River.
I'm reading it, but I
The High River.
Their eyes are
You should
pronounced
be
like E.
really
No, their eyes are
glad.
pronounced
So it's
like
the
E.
Yi River?
The He River, I think so. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Wait, River.
He
Because
River.
the I, in river.
You know,
Poor Josh.
I'm gonna start carrying my knife.
40 minutes and he hasn't got his point across. Will you people leave the fuck alone, please?
It's spelled H-I first, but now it's saying it's referred to as H-I-I. So I don't know how to do the proper
You
pronunciation.
passed Japanese class.
I know their eyes are pronounced like E's.
So it's the
So
Yi River.
it would be He River then, if we're going off of what he's saying, and that's in the province.
Well, the double I pronounced as E's.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Um,
Or you
I
say-
failed the fuck out of that class, so.
we know. It's in the province of Izumi. Susanoo came across the Kunitsukami, who were weeping about how they had to give up a daughter each year for 7 years to please Orochi, and would soon have to sacrifice their last daughter, Kushinarahime.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, like, I want you to keep going, but the only thing, like, I'm like hearing, I'm like, I heard Susanoo, I heard Orochi, I'm like 8-headed dragon, I'm just like Naruto.
Well, those animes and stuff like that are based off of these folklores. That's why you hear those names.
We're just gonna
named
yell out
after
a bunch of
this.
Japanese stuff just to get
That's cool.
famous in Japan. Dragon Ball Z.
I quit. I don't want to do this podcast anymore. I really
I
don't.
hear that every week.
And it's going to be true one of these weeks. You guys keep this shit up.
It's not racist.
I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything about racism. I'm trying to get my damn point across.
Oh, okay.
My
Continue.
topic. Jesus. Oh my god.
Continue.
I don't even want to now. I'm just going to name off some of the names of the dragons because you guys are a bunch of a-holes. Another one is Watasumi, the sea god. Or
Who's gonna sue me?
Oh, the bullying is real. We gotta stop bullying. Isn't it like anti-bullying month now?
No, February is
I don't know, but you're about to have a dead host in a minute.
Black History Month, so remember that.
Yeah.
Can I go on my topic?
Yes.
Because 2 other people went ahead already.
Okay, fine. Continue with your who sued you, whatever.
Watasumi, the sea god, or the king of the sea, is another legend of a water god dragon. We have another one, Toyotama Hime, or otherwise known as the Luminous Pearl Princess.
Isn't that the new car that came out?
Will you please let him get it?
Fine, whatever. I'll shut up. Hey, look, I'm turning off my mic.
Oh, thank heavens. I'm not religious, but I'm saying thank heavens right now. Mizuchi is the 4-legged dragon or the hornless dragon. You have Kiyohime, which is the purity princess. Those are some of the main
Names?
some names of the more popular Japanese dragons and folklore that they have. Another reason I wanted to talk about this, though, is because one actual thing stands out about the a dragon in the Japanese folklore. It actually ties back into a subject of when we were talking about the nun, Joe, if you remember. I had made a comment, something about Ouroboros.
Right.
That's actually one of the things that is in Japanese lore as well. It's in the art style that they draw. It's the snake or dragon eating itself by eating the tail, and it's in a circular thing, and it symbolizes the cycle of life. And that's literally one of the first ones that pops up when I was looking up that subject. So I kind of put two and two together. I'm like, that's why I wanted to talk about the subject and stuff like that. The other symbols that they have, one would be a sleeping dragon, which is symbolizes hidden power or strength that comes out when needed. Gothic dragon is another style that they have. It symbolizes the primal instincts of man, fearlessness, i.e. all that stuff.
Right.
There's tribal dragon, rising dragon, yin yang dragon, which is the proper balance of forces. You got the dragon and the snake, which symbolizes the conflicting ideas of superstition and science. You got the dragon claw, which symbolizes fearlessness and power. You have dragon skull, symbolizes that a difficulty has been conquered. You have the dragon and moon symbols. That's the connection of subconscious and nature. And also one is the flaming dragon, which is passion, power, and sexual desires.
See, this is
freaky for the freaks out there. They got a dragon tramp stamp.
That's what you gotta love about stuff like that, about the Japanese and everything, because this is stuff that really they find a way to make you actually, to not so much believe, but to say, you know what, this is, dragons could be nature and everything that it represents something else that's either in our minds or in our subconscious,
well, I mean, that happens with that would happen with every culture. Something else.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm just
there's a lot of cultures in the world, past cultures in the world before you have the dominant religions and stuff that you have now. That there was a sun god, a moon god, like the Egyptians, the moon god,
the Aztecs.
But you got to really ask yourself, where did this begin? Was there somebody that saw a dragon, or where they saw something similar to a dragon, but their imagination, kicked it in, and they just ran with it?
Well, I mean, you also have
culture out of it.
But you also have every different culture had their different dragons, also.
Right.
So all of it started off as a cult.
If you stick with Japanese, you got to figure to some degree there might have been some version of a dragon maybe in ancient times that they saw, because a lot of their
reptilian beast or something.
Yeah, because a lot of theirs are generally the same.
Yeah,
like there's small variations of like head sizes, stuff like that, but it's usually really
look like a snake.
Yeah, look like a snake, thin, long,
and then you have the religious
two arms, two legs.
What would you call the dragon?
Fly.
No, what would you call the dragon that was like the King Arthur stuff like that, like the Merlin,
like Camelot and stuff.
Yeah, those big fucking dragons,
like Middle
Earth dragons,
Middle Earth, medieval.
Yeah, just really big dragon. Because I know there's a specific name for them.
I think they did create like scientific terms for them. I don't know per se because I never.
But that goes with that goes with that time period.
Europeus Dragonus.
Okay.
Shut up.
You could go that, because actually I did make that comment. I don't think I made it on the podcast. I think I made it to Tony the one day. Why I refused to watch the hell's that popular show that has dragons in it?
Oh, Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones, yeah. To be a prick, I was like, I don't want to watch that show because those aren't real dragons. And Tony's like, what the hell are you talking about? Those are real dragons. I'm like, no, those are not real dragons. Those are subspecies. Those are called wyverns. I know that because real dragons are supposed to have 2 arms and 2 legs, or if it's on 4, basically 4 legs, and then wings. The ones in the show, at least from what I saw from like the snippet of like maybe 10 minutes of the one episode I saw, they had 2 hind legs and then 2 wings with like 2 or 3 claws coming out of the wing.
Yeah,
I'm like, those aren't arms. Those are actually yeah. I'm like, those, at least I know one term they use is wyverns. Like, those aren't dragons. It's kind of like a subspecies of dragons, but they're called wyverns. And then I'm like, I was just being a nerd because I'm like, yeah, that's not a real dragon, so I don't want to watch the show because they're lying.
They're lying to you, bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
This one is kind of hard to have a poll on, so I'm not going to ask if dragons are real. Or do you want that poll?
You might as well.
Not a case of real, but what he had said. I mean, following the line of thinking of what he said, they could be. Did they originate as, like you said before? Did they originate as dragons? Early on, and then it died off. look, there's some weird fucking creatures out there in the world.
Not only that, but let alone in the ocean. Best believe there's a fucking
discovered 10% of the ocean.
Best believe there's a fucking dragon in the ocean.
I'm gonna say that I do believe.
You believe the Loch Ness Monster is a dragon?
In all honesty, I would. If it was real, I think that it would actually be classified probably as a dragon.
It would have to be something like that, yeah.
Because in some of like Japanese folklore, like they don't have dragons that just fly.
Right.
They have land dragons, they have sea dragons, they have fire dragons, they have like all types of depictions. So I would say that would be the closest thing to a water dragon, a sea dragon.
Now, let me ask you this much: would you think that if there was such a thing as these dragons and how they are being portrayed, intelligent creature, not intelligent creature? And I'm not talking about they can talk. I'm talking about
I know what you mean.
I mean,
well, if they keep themselves hidden, they have to be intelligent.
That's what I was going to say. Because a lot of folklore say they go into hiding. They keep themselves away from what they thought was threats and stuff like that, and that's carried across tons of religions, tons of folklores across the land.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it is,
I mean, you'd have to just say that if they can keep themselves hidden, you can just pretty much analyze from that they are aware of themselves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the
so does that bring that other question? Are they aware of themselves like how we are aware of ourselves?
So you're talking about
on a conscious level,
right?
Consciously,
because if they keep themselves hidden purposely.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like,
do they have some sort of higher
Bigfoot? How Bigfoot is, there's a million different things. You see big, tracks, and you see this, but you never see a Bigfoot.
No.
Or what's the abominable snowman? Snowman.
That's just a North Bigfoot.
Abominable.
Yeah. Abominable.
And
or the Yetis.
The Chupacabra? No.
The Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
There we go.
We're going to try this Spanish shit again. What was that last word we were trying to figure out?
I don't know.
Months ago we couldn't figure it out.
That's just the southern.
La Llorona.
La Llorona.
Yeah, that too.
That's just the southern Bigfoot.
That's what you're trying to say. La Llorona. That's what you're trying to say.
That's the southern Bigfoot.
La Llorona.
Spice.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't do it with that roll, though. I can just leave that.
So it doesn't have to be pole. It's just, if you think.
We're just going to the last topic, which is mine.
I personally believe that dragons are real.
Well, because we have one in the booth. we have one in the booth with us, so dragons have to be real, right?
Oh, my God.
All right, so the last topic I have, I'm sticking in the same area as you, but a little more thousands of years down the line.
Well, good night, everybody.
Fuck you. I'm going with the suicide forest in Japan.
What on earth is that?
All right, so the suicide forest in Japan, it's, I wrote down some details, so I'll go through it with you.
Please, educate
it is located in
a forest.
I'm going to say this completely wrong, but I'll try. Aokigahara, Japan. It is 13.5 square miles long.
Mm-hmm.
It is the most popular suicide destination in Japan and one of in the world.
I did hear about this, yes.
Japan has the second highest suicide rate in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Who's the first?
I don't know. I never really. I didn't look
I didn't go that far. I didn't go that far.
I was just looking at,
at that.
Naturally eerie if you look at pictures. Because if you look at the pictures, the trees, they're like cut off and winding.
They're like intertwined like vines.
Yeah, they look like, if you ever pictured like an eerie forest.
That's exactly
what the suicide forest looks like.
Let me think about it.
The highest form of suicide there is death by hanging by a tree.
Of course.
But also, there's been a lot of reports of ghosts or yuri. I believe it's pronounced yuri.
Yeah, that's one of the names of the spirits.
They say to be haunted the forest and encourage more people to kill themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that sounds.
Experiences include ghostly figures, screams, eyes following you in the dark, people being touched, and the dreadful feeling.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, Ryan. Hi, this is Sarah Palin.
Ryan Donald Trump Jr.
Harsh to win, see you. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marines podcast. My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuels Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics.
Yeah, the dreadful feeling too could be. I mean, you're putting yourself in a situation where anytime you go in the forest or in the woods and there's nobody around, that's dreadful. Unless you really like that kind of shit.
And you know your way around a forest,
right?
But here's a couple things. So, annual searches have been held there since 1970. So this is going back a while. It's not just a new thing.
Right.
So there's been, for at least 50 years, people have been going through those forests looking for bodies.
Wow.
Because people actually go to kill themselves in this forest.
And you said, wait, hold on. And you're trying to tell me that in this 50 years, not a single body has been found?
Oh, no, bodies have been found.
The bodies.
Yeah.
That's why it's called suicide forest.
Okay.
Because they found countless numbers of people hanging themselves, killing themselves, stabbing to death, mutilations, every degree.
So apparently, there's a lot of people who actually go to camp there, and anybody who goes to camp,
fucking stupid.
But they're said to be the ones in most doubt of their lives, that they don't want to live anymore, so they got to go camp. So the people have been reported to take days and weeks camping in this forest.
I could think of 100 fucking things better than if they really want a puzzle, here's a puzzle. Take the Wizard of Oz and find out where the red brick road goes.
I thought it was yellow.
No,
we know where the yellow brick road goes.
Road goes around. There is a red brick road, though. I don't know why I keep on saying rose.
English is not our specialty.
Fucking. All right. So, if you look at more pictures, people say to find their way out, they use tape. That they just tape something from outside the forest, and they just follow tape back out of the forest because the grass and the trees are so thick.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they use tape, rope.
Yeah. And another reason is because the ground, the soil in that forest is so rich with magnetic iron that no cell phone service or GPS signal gets out of that forest.
Ooh, of course.
There's a whole shitload of things.
Of course.
But people, while going through this forest, people have found remains of people, bones, personal shit, people hanging from trees. They have found a lot of shit in this forest.
Jesus Christ.
In 2003, there were 105 bodies found in the forest, dead.
Yikes.
That was the highest death rate in that forest area that year.
Wow.
And by 2010, police records show that 247 attempts to kill themselves were in the forest, 53 which were fatal. So people deliberately, from around the world, it's not just Japan, but people deliberately go into this forest to kill themselves. And a lot of people have been speculating that there's a demonic presence inside that forest that draws the weak-minded people.
And there's been nobody, you don't know of any investigations?
People have gone and investigated it. I have personally not watched any of those videos, at least just yet. Because obviously,
there's videos out there?
I believe there's some videos inside the forest.
I'll fucking check this shit out.
It's a creepy, eerie. I've seen some videos.
He's like, I'm not trying to make myself afraid.
No, there's actual videos. I don't know if you wrote it down, but there was a YouTube personality guy who went out there and just mocked a body he saw that was hanging, and he's sitting there laughing at it and stuff, and he basically destroyed his career for like a year.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't it Jake Paul?
I think it was.
Paul?
It
was one of them. I remember. I think I remember.
It was one of those Paul guys. He basically went into the forest to look at it, see what was going on, and then he made some kind of a really horrible, morbid joke and started laughing next to a body that he found or something like that, and then actually posted it on YouTube and didn't expect it to be liked after that.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
This forest is one of the most fucked up places on Earth. Wow. again,
Earth.
And on around, you're right.
It's literally one of the creepiest places in Japan. And you know Japan, they have a shit ton of haunted places.
I mean, it's so old. Think about it. Some of those buildings are like freaking, what is it, feudal era?
Yeah, feudal Japan.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's just creepy to think about how people, like, obviously, if there are 105 bodies found in 1 year, there has to be at least... Since this is go back to 1970, so that's 2 years now? No, 51 years. Yeah. There has to be over at least 100,000 to 200,000 people have killed themselves in that forest in a 50-year span.
Well, there's got to be something to it. Then there's got to be something. Maybe it's because they want to be
because of the name itself.
Yeah, it's just
that and how dense the forest is, how big, like 13 and a half square miles is fucking huge.
Yeah.
That, and you also got to think about the way its appearance too. Like if you actually saw legit pictures of it, it's to me, I would say it's terrifying to look at, let alone actually have the goals to walk through.
I'm going to do some more research on this because it sounds like really cool and really.
We could do a whole episode just on Suicide Forest and the shit that you see there.
I'd like to do that, an episode of that. I mean, we'll talk about it.
There's movies about it.
Mm-hmm. There is. There's one. I believe it's called The Forest. It's a Japanese film.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I think I saw it.
It's one of the most creepiest places on earth. Like, at least in my opinion, that it just the thought of people like, okay, my life is over. I don't want to live on Earth anymore, so I'm going to take 100,000-mile flight, or I'm just rounding to this giant fucking forest, and nobody's ever going to find me.
People are weird, Joe. People do weird shit all the time.
You can think of someone out there can act it.
Yeah. Well, you also got to think
about someone is capable of acting on that.
You also got to think about the old school mentality and the, I guess you could say, kind of like code of conduct, their honor system, their beliefs and stuff like that, the way they are.
Japanese people are very proud people.
Yes, very proud.
Great culture.
They're very
disciplined, beautiful
culture.
They're
very proud. They're very proud of their culture. Very proud. Very proud.
To the degrees, there's still like probably thousands of families out there that hold each other or hold their own families to certain higher standards, degrees, where like if you're part of their family and you don't get like straight A pluses or whatever, you're dishonoring the family. So like I know that I've read one or two things where people have literally killed themselves because of that, because they feel like they've dishonored their family and there's no redemption and stuff like that. There's all those types of things. I mean, some of that could be myth, some of that could be lore. I know to a degree some of that is true for some families and stuff like that out there, but it's really what's the word I'm looking for? Intriguing, at least to me.
Omoshiroi. That's a word that I remember.
Yeah.
That one means interesting. Omoshiroi.
So, I think this was a good episode because it brought different topics to the point where
we got to spread our wings a little bit here, And I want to do this again. I don't know, but you guys will talk about it. I mean, I got a couple of topics I want to bring up. This one is definitely one of them. I'm intrigued with this. Yeah. I had heard about it, but I never did any research. And I want to do one, and I wasn't kidding before when I said let's find out where the red brick road goes.
That's interesting too.
I want to find that out. Follow the brick road. What about the red brick road? It's right there.
We'll come up with
literally. It's got to come. It's got to be. And let's find out. We could do an episode on that. There's a ton of things we can do, and I'm sure you guys got episodes in mind too. So let's kick it around. I don't know, whenever you want to call another meeting.
Chernobyl, conspiracy or accident? We'll find out.
Chernobyl's a whole fucking week.
I think we should get together as the four of us. Have a production meeting, and I also want to have a production meeting with the whole company. We could do that on Sunday if you want to do that. This way,
most of them are going to be and everyone except for Eric is going to be here. So,
all right, we can call them or whatever. But I want to get everybody together just to make sure that
it's next Sunday that
we're going to be doing.
That's true.
Let's figure out what we want to go do before I draft up a schedule. I want everybody's input as to what we can do. And
you're gonna be in the area next Thursday, right?
Yeah, I just leave Friday afternoon.
Oh, yeah. So Thursday will be our next episode for Is Israel.
Okay, that works.
All right, Josh, take us out.
All right.
So good night, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Good night.
Good night, guys. Good episode.
Again, thank you all for listening, and I really hope you enjoyed the episodes. Next week, we have a good episode for you. It's probably going to be a double-parter again. But keep listening and go to our Facebook page and, interact with us. We want to know what you guys are thinking. So thank you guys. Good night. Enjoy your weekend.